Okie dokie. So, for anyone who isn't in the know, this series was played, I guess how long ago now? Like 2.5 hours ago, between Popeye and Spirit of the Universe. I nearly said Spirit of the Law there. Spirit of the Universe, though. It'd be pretty cool if we did have Spirit of the Law in our tournament here. I wonder how. I've seen him play a couple of Return of Rome games for his YouTube channel, but I've not really seen him online playing. That was back when, obviously, Return of Rome came out a couple of years back. But yeah, so this was a lower bracket game between Popeye and Spirit of the Universe, which means loser is out of the tournament. Still best of 5, and we'll have a see here. Obviously, Popeye is the highest seeded player. Popeye was very strong in the last Legion division of the Rise of the Ancients leagues. Spirit was in the division below, but we'll see if Spirit can bring anything out on this occasion. Gold Mountain banned. Not seen much of Gold Mountain so far this time. I think I've seen it picked a couple of times, but we've not actually been to the map. Mediterranean banned by Popeye. Continental from Spirit of the Universe. And Popeye with the more open Sahara. So I think Popeye's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if we also saw Oasis from Popeye here. Or at least another land map. Inland from Spirit. So Spirit going for those more mixed maps, maybe trying to throw Popeye off a little bit by taking some of the maps to the water. Popeye just having looks like had a little bit of extra thinking time for this last pick. And it's Dark Forest, interestingly. So that's we saw Dark Forest in an earlier series today. So interesting that people are picking Dark Forest. And let's have a look what the picks and bans were. Yeah, that'd be cool if. I mean, it's like it's up to you guys. I don't want to inconvenience you too much, but like if we could go from the replay straight into the series, then that would be excellent. Minnow's banned, so yeah, like I said, this does sometimes happen on when there's quite a few water maps in the mix. Minnow's that faction's just taken out. Palmyran's banned by Spirit. I don't know if that's just because Spirit is just not a fan of playing the Palmyrans himself and doesn't want to have to face up again. Assyria, I don't know if it's maybe. I feel like Popeye's the person that pick this Civ to just troll me. He's picking the Assyrians because I'm not a huge fan of this, but anyway. That left Shang open for Spirit, so Shang again appearing. Black Viat picked up by Popeye as well, though. So I think possibly maybe that is that the first Black Viat. I'm not 100% sure. But Carthaginians, Babylonians, Hittites, and Greeks. Forget Popeye. Big Assyrians. Yeah, no, well, it's good to see. And Romans, Phoenicians, Yamato going all the way to the end. How has that happened? I feel like, yeah, so Popeye maybe a little bit more of a joke draft, but he wasn't willing to let the Lakviat slip through. So he did pick that one up as his second pick. But, so, yeah, Spirit has a very stacked, yeah, Yamato, Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Shang. Romans, like I said, just an okay Civ, pretty decent Civ on most maps. Babylonians can have their chances to shine in certain maps as well. And Hittites strikes me as a slightly odd third pick with the Assyrians, and Greeks as well, with none of the closed maps in. So yeah, a little bit interesting draft from Popeye here. Like I said, I do expect Popeye to be the stronger player, so maybe he was just trying to do something a little bit different. Maybe he's got some secret strats that he's holding back, that he doesn't want to see the stronger opponents to seize. No matter if I lose. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. But yeah, let's get ourselves straight into game one. And I will mute the music. And so, obviously, we go to Highland. And unfortunately, Spirit wasn't moving for the first few seconds there. Like, it did actually... Hang on, wait a minute. I can't see Twitch chat again. I've closed that window. There we go. Yeah, it was a little bit of a slow start from Spirit. He did get the Vill production going pretty much instantaneously, but his villagers took a little while to actually start doing stuff. Spirit being quite diligent, actually going to his gazelle straight away to start pushing those. But yep, Shank picked up, and it is going to be Popeye on the Assyrians. One decent advantage, I think I've said in a different... Take a bit of a whack from the elephant. Whoa. Double lure. Popeye with the big balls there, going for the elephant plus gazelle. In fact, I'm going to watch... You know what? I'm going to watch that back. Let's appreciate that. I keep, like, moving down by accident. I feel like I said about someone doing this in another game, and I don't know if, like, Popeye was like, I'm stepping up to the challenge. I mean, it wasn't that as big as the lore of the thought was, but that's still pretty impressive. I'm pretty sure I would have messed that up in multiple ways if I'd gone for that. But yeah, as I said, the Assyrians do have the advantage of the faster moving vills, which actually means you can often just make the mad dash to the middle to grab those central elephants. Looks like neither player is going for that just yet, as we see storage pit start from Popeye. I guess he got that gazelle in and found that elephant quite early. So feels like he doesn't need to go for the granary straight away, which is obviously the more usual start. It's just to put the granary down on those berries there. And yep, start getting the wood back. Another house going up. Maybe a little bit early for that house. He has to have the full pop space still, but a little bit of idle TC time from Spirit just sneaking in, maybe just a little bit. I don't know, warming up of the hands in the first game. A little bit of muscle memory missing that. Much nicer 15 seconds from Popeye. And another elephant is found, and still nobody's going for the center. Sorry, I just had to take a quick drink there. My throat felt really dry. But yeah, Popeye basically ahead a villager already, just from the idle TC time from Spirit. So a little bit sloppy in the early days. Like I said, in the early phase, I think maybe that was to do with the fact, like I said, those villagers kind of like didn't start doing much for straight away. I don't know if Spirit just had a little bit of a slow load in or something happened there. I'm not sure exactly. And I suspect Popeye... Will Popeye go for some sort of early game rush? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what to predict with Popeye, because like he always tries to put in a curveball here and there to keep things exciting, make things a little bit different. But like I said, as the stronger a player, you'd usually expect that the stronger player to play a little bit more aggressively. It might be the case that Popeye does just try to go for a fast bronze. I could feel that being a thing. I feel like Gazelle in a little bit of an annoying space, and that's going to be quite a lot of time for that villager to. Ooh, that's annoying as well. Not too much luck on the Gazelle there. But yeah, I could feel a fast bronze from Popeye. I feel like that'd be something to try to do. Just try and mix things up a little bit. Spirit does actually have the 500 food already, but he hasn't put down his second building yet, so he didn't have enough villagers on wood. And again, the idle time a bit. Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, so Spirit isn't. Popeye isn't going for a fast bronze. It looks like he is just going to click up now. Again, okay, yeah. He didn't have his second building. Oh yeah, because he didn't have the granary. Why did you build the barracks before the granary, man? This is a slightly unusual granary. I think I prefer the granary here as well. How are you going to fit farms around here? I guess you put farms around your TC first, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But I don't know if Popeye's been at the beers again before playing this series. Yeah, a little bit clumsy start from Spirit, unfortunately. He did end up adding in an extra couple of villagers because of that. Strat didn't need farms. Fair enough, we're not going that far. We're still... I mean, this is persistence. This is like... I think I would have just given up on the Gazelle at this point. I think I would just like pitted here and like, it's fine, we're doing it over here. But Popeye doesn't finally get all of the Gazelle in. Plenty of those berries left there as well. I think he grabbed both of his elephant Again, nobody went for those central elephants, so those are just chilling. Storage pit finally going down for Spirit. Interesting that Spirit went for the barracks as his second building as well. Maybe he just felt like, because his start was a little bit awkward, that he had to get that and get some clubbers on the field. Alright, Pombear. But yeah, market going down, archery range at home. So I'm guessing this market's just for woodworking. Get that in nice and early. I was going to say because he said he didn't do farms, but now you don't need the market for farms. I mentioned that earlier in a different series, but even I still sometimes forget the changes. Small walls coming in for Spirit as Bronze Age is actually coming in. So it was. That threw me. I mean, I did say about the Bronze Age, but then he went up on 20 mils, so then that like made me think that wasn't the case. So we are actually going for an alternate fast bronze, I'll say, for Popeye, and he's going for the gold, which I guess means we're playing cavalry. Maybe. We built an archery range though. Are we just like going... Huh. Is this like siege priest combo or something? Try and do an AoE2 strat? But yeah, obviously usually Assyrians go for the chariot archer in the Bronze Age, but the number of vills on gold leads me to think that is not going to be the choice. Villagers are coming forward. Yeah. Unpredictable plays by Popeye here. Second barracks, in fact third barracks coming down for Spirit, as he's had a fairly quiet early game. Does have the single clubber. I don't know why it says player ID 11. That's a little bit weird. Don't know what's going on there. And what do we have here? Is a temple. Is it actually gonna be? Is it actually gonna be siege priest? Have I called it? Or are you just going to go all in on priest? Bowman is actually going to be a little bit annoying. I think the wall should still go up, but maybe, I don't know. This is Syrian Syrian Bowman, sorry. Very rapid firing. Bunch of idle villagers from Spirit here. But here come the priests. And is it going to be the siege? Oh my god, I can't believe I called it. I know a thing or two. All these slingers, though. I mean, is the priest going to come out in time? Spirit getting real close to the villagers, though, actually means the villagers could fight back here. Villagers don't have needlework in. In fact, Spirit's like, only just noticed now. Bowman is going to go down. Siege Workshop, I think, should get finished. Slingers, not the usual go-to unit to deal with priests, but I think they are going to get the job done here.
To be the king.
Spirit's laughing.
Yes.
In the chat.
Yes.
And Stone Thrower in the queue. I don't really know what to say about this game, boys and girls. The priest does go down. I think these slingers are just going to be able to kill the priest, is the thing, though. This is actually a pretty big waste of resources for Popeye. And Slinger's not going to be massively effective against the Stone Thrower. I don't know what to say about this. Spirit has the food to get up to bronze, but he still needs a second building. He only has the market for the time being, so he needs to either get the stable or archery range down. Stone Thrower is pushing in the face. Popeye has stopped making priests. Oh, he's getting. Oh, okay, he's getting the upgrades in. Yes, astrology. Maybe he should have got. Is it monotheism? The HP upgrade for priests. But the Stone Throwers are going to start cracking through the base, and just granary coming up here. And yeah, so okay, priest production is back online, and I mean, if Spirit can get chariots out. Ooh, that was a Nice hit on the Vills there. But chariots take a long time. I mean, I think he needs to build a stable and then made scouts. I think is probably. He's got archery range. I think stable and scouts was probably the play here. And villager converted is going to build a house. I don't know if that's going to be allowed. And Spirit is going to try and bone down the Vills. Priests having to regenerate the favor. I'm not actually sure. Is it called favor still in AoE1? It's called favor in AoE2, so I'll go with that. And I think most of these stone throwers are just going to go down. Popeye is still just a 1 TC, and Spirit's finally get himself up to the Bronze Age, but he's lost a lot of villagers already. 12 down, a lot of those going down. Well, a lot of them got converted, to be fair. Another few going down from stone throwers. And going to see another couple of conversions here. I'm actually going to look at the end of the game. I'm going to have a check and see how many conversions we get this game. Another 2 villagers get converted. Yeah, like I said, unfortunately, Spirit went with the bowman. Not the bowman, the archery range, which gives him access to bowman, obviously. Watchtower, Sentry Tower. That doesn't feel like the best decision when the opponent is already has stone throwers on the field. Like I said, I think the play would have been try and put a stable down and try and just get scouts out for the time being until you could get to the chariot. And GG's called in this absolute madness of a game 1 from Popeye. Oh well. We've not finished just yet. Yeah, like I said, the Sentry Tower seemed like a weird option, but there we go. Finally, the game's cancelled out, and I kind of half called that right. Well, this was a little bit. I don't know. I don't think you saw the whole game unrestricted. Maybe it was a little bit of an unusual one. But yeah, I kind of called it though. I feel like I should get some credit for that. So game 2, let's just get ourselves straight in. So the home maps for Spirit were, I think it was inland and maybe Conti. Yeah. Oh no, coastal and Oh no, that's the wrong. Where is? I'm on the Vertex unrestricted draft. Oh, it was inland Conti. So I expect that was played in game 2. Let's have a look. And it was Continental. And this time, Spirit went with the more conventional Yamato. Popeye with the Lakviat. As I said in the series before, in Continental it is possible to just play the land and go aggressive there. But let's see if Popeye has other ideas for what the players. Again, Spirit a little bit slow to get his all his villagers online doing what he needs to do. Red Frost Rooster. Do you need a castle for Red Frost Rooster stats? Wasn't that the OG Red Frost Rooster thing? Is you basically rush Castle Age and then just pump your whatever your unique unit was. It was like a wooden gold unique unit. Unres Vertex layout. Oh man, come on man, don't be pointing that out, Carver. Everyone's gonna know I made a mistake now. I can't I can't change that scene without coming off Capture Age, so I'm gonna leave that for now. Spirit going pretty. Oh no, okay. So, okay, no, that's interesting. That's not a bad idea to do that. Just grab some food early on from the berries and then go for the dock after. The villager is idle, unfortunately, so hopefully Spirit notices that very soon. Popeye just leaning into the Lakviat berry bonus for the time being. And that's a slightly unusual berry spawn there. Like, you always get the... Well, yeah, one of the big changes in RTR is you can always see your berries from your starting position. Which normally means you have one closer, but normally the cluster is a bit more together. This is quite far apart here. But yeah, like I said, early dock out from Spirit. Yamato do get that faster working fishing boat bonus, so looking to take advantage of that. Obviously, there's quite a big investment in terms of wood. And potentially, yeah, potentially this is a situation where there should have been a storage pit to get wood as well, but because yeah, it's going to be a while before Spirit can afford a storage pit and a granary. I guess I'm assuming pit is going to be the next choice. Maybe like a pit here would be nice, and to put the gazelle in there wouldn't be a bad option. I don't think he's seen the elephant, no, not quite. And 4 vills, up to something sneaky, I'm sure, for Popeye. Don't know where they're going. I don't know, because it's kind of like going around this way. So, okay, it's just a storage pit going up on the wood, and next to it's only this singular shorefish there, but fine for the wood. So, not as sneaky as I thought, those vills, just regular wood cutters. And 1 elephant has been found by Popeye. This other one, I think that's... I'm pretty sure you still get 2 on Continental. Yeah, because yeah, Spirit has 2 there. That one seems a bit far. Maybe it's not that far away, actually. I was thinking maybe that it just felt quite central in the map there. But yeah, 2 fishing boats out now. Still don't quite have the wood for a storage pit, and the problem is if you keep committing wood to other things, your stragglers run out, and then you're going, well, yeah, we can see here the long haul on both. Okay, actually no, I just noticed the pit's there, so my mistake. I think Spirit probably should have pulled these off the berries here and start switching them back onto well, not back onto, but switch them to taking the gazelle here, because this is a little bit inefficient. But now we do see Tool Age coming in for Popeye. Not massively behind for Spirit. As maybe he cancels a Vil there. I'm not sure if that actually got... I don't know if that was 19 or 18 before I said that. I wasn't paying that much attention. I was kind of looking at this area. But both players going up to Tool. Barracks coming down. 20 Vil for Popeye. Pretty standard. It's just going to murder all these gazelle. And I presume a pit maybe here would make sense. He's a little bit short on wood just for the moment. But when the wood comes in, I suspect that will be the case. There it goes. Quite nicely next to the stone as well. I don't know. I think there might be like a 1 tile gap there. Don't know if that's relevant. There's also a 1 tile gap on this side. So we'll see. I suspect it's going to be Popeye being aggressive again with the first clubber coming out. Tool Age just in now. And not too far behind for Spirit. And like I said, he has got himself set up on the water. And yeah, it was actually quite a lot of idle TC time from Popeye there. So a slightly slower Tool Ages for both players, which is going to suit Spirit, I think, a little bit. Although I don't see the barracks down yet. It's got a lot of wood. Villager going afield, but barracks should have come down a while ago. So a little bit... Yeah, clubbers maybe even just be able to deny this. Needlework not in just yet. And this is now an Axer. And that's going to deny the barracks, and our Spirit's going to be in all sorts of problems now. I think this villager here probably... I don't know, actually. He needs to get that barracks down just so he can actually build other military buildings as well, not only just to be able to make axes of his own, or clubbers of his own. And now we do see, I suspect, yeah, that is the barracks being rushed down there. And archery range following suit. And Popeye's only actually made the 3 axes, although he is actually housed at the moment. So maybe that's the limiting factor there. And I suspect needlework is now. 1 villager does go down though. Oh no, the needlework wasn't in actually. It's being researched now. So yeah, you can see how little the villagers did do before the needlework was in. Now it is in, so a couple of axes should be able to take out maybe a couple of vills. Spirit needs to try and focus these down, really. Seems like he's getting a little bit don't know where he's. Okay, yeah. His villager got caught out there. I feel maybe he was just trying to go for some sort of forward idea, but like I said, everything seemed a little bit desynchronized from Spirit there, and a little bit clumsy of an early game. And Popeye, like I said, maybe a little bit slow getting to the tall age, but everything other than that was fine. I mean, there was only 3 axes as well, so I think potentially Spirit probably called that a little bit soon, and maybe he could have responded to these axes a little bit better than he did. He had the fish eco set up, and like I said, the Yamato bonus helps out a lot there. And yeah, it was just, I guess maybe you just panicked a bit once that barracks got denied. But again, that barracks was very late. Let's have a look. So he has resources for the barracks at this point here. So this is obviously the time where he should have been putting the barracks down. And it wasn't until quite a while after. And yeah, you can see how much wood's in the bank. So it's like he would have had, if he had the barracks down, he would have had plenty of wood to put either down archery range, stable, another dock, the second barracks, whatever he wants really. But just, yeah, a handful of axes in the end, getting the job done. So not the best of games there from Spirit, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe it just, I don't know, maybe a bit rusty. I'm not sure how much the Spirit's actually played recently. I see him occasionally playing in the team games, but I don't think I've seen him too much recently. So yeah, might be a little bit of rust on that one. And game 3 is going to go to Spirit's other map, so we're going to inland now. And Popeye with the Persians this time. And the Carthaginians is the pick for Spirit. And oh wait, okay, I'm going to correct just for Carver. I'm going to correct the the banner here for what series we're actually currently on. There we go. Bam. Only took us 3 games into the series to sort it out. Yep, anyway. Into game 3 we go. And I need to unpause the game is what I need to do. Again, a little bit of a slow start from Spirit.
No siege.
So I don't know if it's just GG starter pack. I don't know, maybe it's just slow PC loading it. I don't. But then he doesn't have the idle TC time, so maybe it's just needs a little bit more practice, just like multitasking just at the very start of the game. Because obviously it's not like a huge thing, but it's like 10 seconds of your villagers not doing stuff is like not optimal, I would say. On Facebook? What do you mean on Facebook? Yeah, Popeye with the Persians, and like I said, we are on inland. We have these little weird pockets that sometimes spawn, but on this side of the map, we do have the long water. So, Spirit probably a little bit better map-wise, just because he has these private pools. Oh, right, is that a Skazi reference? Oh dear. For anyone, well, that's a very in joke between me and my friends from when we used to play League of Legends, and we had a friend that once we loaded into the map, there's obviously like 90 seconds until the minions spawn, and our friend would usually just be sat chatting to people on Facebook, and we'd be like, come on, get it in your lane. But anyway, Age of Empires. And Popeye goes through the early storage pit and has actually found a nice place for shortfish as well. As 4 of them there for him to be in close proximity to. That's a bit of an awkward tree. I guess you can just still plonk the granary in there. It should be all right. But yeah, Gazelle being pushed in. And we're going on a bit of a walk as Spirit does find a pool. That's kind of a little bit unfortunate that he didn't just go to the edge of the map to check there. I feel like that probably should be your default thing to do, as like on inland it's very regular that there is water at the edges of the map. I guess maybe Spirit thought it was too close to the edge that maybe would just be land. Because like you could imagine like a TC here and then there's just land there. So, I mean, he still gets himself set up on the water, not the biggest pool ever, but there is still an amount of fish in there if he does want to dock that at some point. If the game indeed reaches that far. There's the second game before this one was quite a short one. And 16 Vil up. That's 52 seconds idle time, but Persians with their hunt bonus being utilised, and also the extra fish as well in there. So Popeye again, pulling out one of the alt strats. 16 Vil uptime to tool. And we're not seeing any clubbers, so my suspicion here is a stable will be the call of the day. And we're going to see some scouts coming out on the field fairly early. I don't know where this Vil's going. I don't know if he's not found... Oh, he's not found his second elephant yet. And that is the classic one-tile miss. I feel like we've not had a one-tile miss so far today. But that is the first one on the records. But the spawn of the elephants is fairly consistent. So I feel like Popeye should know that he is too far out at this point. So elephant could be here. Could be anywhere here, but we know it's right there. Tool Age is in, and that is the stable coming down for the Persians. Get their faster working stables. Plenty of food in bank. And we are actually adding in villages. I was just I was half expecting just to see the all-in on the scouts there, but Popeye is adding in villages there. Actually, curiously, there's a little bit of shallows there. And I don't think I have seen any of the techs come in yet. Here. No, they have not. So Popeye will want to get those techs in. Yep, still working, coming in now. That means he is going to be without the armor upgrade when this scout probably finds his opponent. Spirit does hit the tool age now. So he does have a chance to try and get himself walled in. Villagers out and about. I'm not sure where these guys are going. I don't know if that's just because he's like fully walled up here and he. Oh, he's okay. I think he's sending them down to this side. Yeah, that's a little bit of awkward. I think they'll probably. I guess he'd already built the houses. And where did that scout go? Okay, scout is going to spot Vils now. And we still don't have the leather armor in for cavalry. And there we go, Popeye remembers now. And it looks like Spirit may have abandoned these villagers to their fate. I mean, if they have needlework in, they do not have needlework in. So these villagers are all just going to get clapped, unfortunately. Spirit left them outside in the cold. And they are going to go down. That guy's fighting back, so needleworking is in now, but yeah, like I said, one villager is still not enough to fight off a military unit by itself. A couple of villagers caught out here, and I think unfortunately this is going to be a fairly convincing 3-0. Like I said, Popeye was definitely the stronger player in the series. Not to be too critical, but not the best performance by Spirit here. A few just like a little bit slow starts and stuff. Obviously, early game of AoE1 is always quite. You have to be very on point. So any slight delays in your like tool age side and stuff can be costly. And yeah, a few villagers are probably going to get caught out here. And I suspect we will see GG. Ooh, and the house goes down. Unfortunately, Spirit didn't block that in time either, so the eco in this bottom side is going to cut out. And this is going to be the 3-0. And just some kind don't know what these commands are. GG. And yeah, GG's called. And yeah, a very one-sided series in the end. Like I said, Popeye definitely the stronger of the players here. And we'll see Spirit in the bonus losers bracket competition. And might be... I mean, actually, the few players in the losers bracket that lost in the first round, quite a few of them are actually quite strong players. So I think, unfortunately, Spirit's going to be maybe struggle in that competition as well. But obviously, still good of Spirit to try to sign up to the competition and get involved. But maybe, yeah, a little bit more practice just the very early game would help Spirit out quite a lot there, because there's a few easily fixable mistakes with that. And yeah, just Popeye not really tested in this series, and it was kind of funny to see the Assyrian priest siege rush in the first game. And yeah, like I said, I feel like Spirit wasn't actually in that bad of a position on the Conti game, but I think he was just that forgetting to put up the barracks. I think he got maybe a little bit flustered there, and GG'd out in a situation where it wasn't in the worst of positions. But there we go, 3-0 to Popeye.